Today we'll be reviewing the Seiko 6105-8110. This is a 150-meter dive watch that was made from 1968 to 1977. The model pictured is from 1976. 6105 came in two case types, symmetrical and asymmetrical. The latter, which is more unique looking, is not surprisingly more popular. On it, the right-sided hump is a crown protector. Because of the hump, the case is a fairly wide 45 millimeters. The lug width is 19 millimeters and its thickness is only 11 millimeters. Speaking of the crown, the one on the 6105 is very unique. While it looks very beefy, it actually is only a push-in and not a screw-in crown. Also, the lock arrow that you see is simply to park the crown in one spot, which is to prevent it from rotating. A peg inside holds it in place. Unfortunately, this tends to break off in a lot of 6105s. It doesn't affect the function in any way, though. The movement is a caliber 6105. This is a 17-joule automatic movement with a 46-hour power reserve. There was an A and B version. The latter can hack. The watch has an interesting history as well. The Japanese explorer Naomi Umera used a 6105-8009 for part of his solo North Pole expedition in 1978. Allegedly, he originally wore a Rolex Explorer whose lubricants froze. The 6105 was offered to him by a Japanese journalist at a supply point. These watches were also very popular amongst U.S. soldiers in the Vietnam War. Not surprisingly, it was also featured in the film Apocalypse Now. In conclusion, this is a great, well-made watch that has a lot of rich history. Given its short height and short lug-to-lug length, it wears pretty comfortably no matter what wrist size you have. The downside, though, is that spare parts are pretty hard to come by. As a consequence, you need to be aware of all of the fake and aftermarket parts that, in my opinion, ruin the vintage watch experience. So long as you are willing to do your homework carefully, though, it is a worthwhile watch to pursue. Thanks for listening to the review, and I hope it's been helpful to you.